You were never meant to blend
You
in.
were built like this.
Built like this.
Built like this.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Built Like This podcast. I am your host, Maxine. We're on episode 363. Hello. Hope you all are doing well. Oh, Lord. For those who are educators, you know what time it is. It is the end of the school year, and we're just in the last couple of weeks of wrapping this shit up. And it's exciting, but it's also just this burnout feeling. So that's how I'm feeling. Like every time I get home from work, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna do all these things, and I just get home. I'm just like, no. So whenever I have a burst of energy, I do my best to take advantage. So this is where we are right now. And I've been honoring that about myself. Like, look, there are times when I'm just like low energy and I have to just respect it and give myself grace. And when I do have my high energy, take advantage and do what I need to do to get things done off my checklist. So here we are. I'm happy to be here. Thank you all for being here as well. Let's get into these topics. I want to get started with this has to be the best movie of 2025. Yeah, I'll say it. I know we're almost near the halfway mark of the year. I feel like this is a fair judgment to make, but I know many of you probably feel the same way. I have spoken to several, well, it hasn't been several. I mean, one person, a friend of mine slash colleague, she and I talk about this movie all the time. Another colleague and I we talk about this movie all the time. Those who haven't seen the movie, I would say stop what you're doing right now and go see this movie. And for those who are not watching this video, I'm referring to Sinners, which is written and directed by Ryan Coogler. We know him from Black Panther, that Fruitville Station, and he's worked not exclusively, but very intricately with Michael B. Jordan. So they have made a return together in this film, Sinners, and it is the best movie of 2025. Yeah, maybe I'm recency bias. I don't know. But all I know is I have yet to meet someone. There's always haters or people who just want to be the contrarian. Sure, I've seen them online, but genuinely, I have met more people, if not every person I've spoken to about the film, love this movie and either have seen it multiple times already just because, or they want to. Now, I talk a lot like, oh, yeah, I will go see it again. Yeah. But I don't think I'll wait until it goes on streaming. Maybe I'll see it again then. Unless me and Freckles Bay, because he has yet to see it. So if he wants to go see it, then I'll go see it with him. That's fine. But to go see it again just on my own or with some friends, even though I've already seen it, I don't really care that much. Like, people are like, oh, I want to see it again, and I'm gonna see it. I know people who've seen it 3 or 4 times. For what? I never understood that. I never understood people who will read a book again. That's just weird to me. Like, you know what's gonna happen. And I understand the whole, well, you get a different experience the second time you watch it, the third time you watch it. You pick up on things that you didn't pick up before. That's what YouTube is for. You know how many videos I've watched post watching this movie? And that's just a ritual that I do. After I watch a show or a movie, I would go on YouTube and find people's review videos on it, and it'll just entertain me. So naturally, I did the same thing for Sinners. And there were a lot of different hidden eggs that people uncovered, broke down, more symbolism, more metaphors. And it just became more of an enriching conversation, experience. It's such a layered movie. It's such a layered movie. For once, for instance, I didn't know about the Asian population, I think particularly Chinese people living in Mississippi during this time in 1930s. And it's based on truth, it's based on actual history that is referenced in several review videos for this movie. So you guys could check that out if you're interested. And we see in the movie, and spoiler alert, so go ahead and come back here or fast forward if you haven't seen this movie yet. But we hear this like twang in the way these Asian characters are speaking. There's a particular not tribe, but there's a particular Asian community that was prevalent during that time, but I guess it died out. Something called it starts with an N. But nonetheless, what I enjoyed about this movie the most, honestly, not the most, but like everything was so equally enjoyable that it's hard for me to pick what I enjoyed the most. But let me just start off with this part. So, what I liked is that how Ryan Coogler he included the immersion of different cultures in this movie, and it didn't feel pandering. It didn't feel disingenuous at all. I love how we see in a brief clip, but was a very pivotal moment in this movie when we see the Native Americans riding into the scene on their horses as they're trying to capture this white man who's not who he says he is. And of course, this white guy convinces the couple, which is a white couple, to have him enter their home. And the way that he convinces them, he's saying, well, I need help. I need help. And there's steam coming out of coming from behind him. But I don't think the steam that we see is what the couple sees. Like the couple doesn't see that. So we're seeing this steam where in our first impression, we could make the assumption that, oh, this white guy, he just needs help. He probably was in a fight and he just needs some water to refresh himself. Maybe he needs directions on where to go. Like some of these thoughts come to mind, like, oh, maybe he just needs help. But because of the time that they're in, naturally they have their own weaponry. They're weary of who to invite into their home. So I wonder what led to that woman deciding, okay, let's just take him in. Maybe because he's one of us, right? He's white skinned just like them. Maybe because he just looked very convincing in his appearance. I need help. I need help. But we see this throughout a theme in the movie of him asking to be let in. Can I come in? Could you let me in? Not only is that line powerful, but it's symbolic because it tells us about how when we invite danger into our home, right? Into our refuge, into our place, we are in danger. We are taken from our peace because we've allowed this demonic entity into our home, both literally, figuratively, all of these things. So I just find it to be so powerful because sometimes we think things are done to us and we have no free will, right? And we're just victimized. And sometimes that can be the case, absolutely. But oftentimes it is not. Oftentimes we allow things to happen to us because we've invited that energy into our refuge, into our place, into our domain, right? So that's why people say you have to be careful who you invite to your home. Like literally that. It's not this metaphoric phrase. You literally have to be careful who you invite to your home. And sometimes you may think, well, no, I'm a hostess, right? I love to host people. I love to. I'm not saying this for myself necessarily, but some people have that mindset of, I love to host people. I love bringing people together, and my home is this beautiful place, and people feel comfortable here. And it's like you have to use your discernment. You have to be mindful of, okay, the people who I'm inviting, are they good energy? Are they in disguise? Do they mean well? Do they really want to be my friend? Do they have pure intentions with me? This is platonically, this is romantically. You could see this on all fronts. So this movie really, like, you could take so many lessons from it in so many different ways that you're struck by it. Like every moment in this movie, you're struck by it. The fantastic acting, the cinematography, the storyline, the messages. It's just a beautiful movie. It's so well done. And I want to give a shout out to Michael B. Jordan. First of all, what? I'm noticing this to be a trend amongst a lot of newer movies. And I've seen it happen in older movies, but the trend of what I'm speaking of is having the same actor play another character, a twin, particularly, and it's literally the same person. Like this is the same human being playing a different character in the same media, in the same film, in the same show, in the same movie. We see this in Sinners. We see this in this last season of You, which is on Netflix. And we also see this in another movie that I'm going to talk about in a moment. So I'll get to that in a moment. But I'm noticing this to be a trend. So I don't know if that's like budgeting reasons. Like, is it cheaper to not actually hire like a set of twins? Or is it not necessarily a difference? Because I'm sure CGI may not be the cheapest route if you really want to do well, because this movie really looks good. It looks good. And I think it was done in Canada. I don't think it was actually set in Mississippi. Nonetheless, this movie is amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. And because it's receiving such high reviews, such raving reviews, I think it may take longer for it to get to streaming than other movies. So I feel like if you really want to be a part of the conversation, if you want to really talk it out, get into it, go ahead and watch this movie. Not me promoting it. They're sponsoring this part of the podcast. No, I wish. But yeah, there's so much. It's just so good. But Michael B. Jordan did an amazing job playing these duality type of twin characters, and even the positioning of him twice in one scene. Is well done. Like it wasn't cheeky or weird in any way. I really enjoyed it. I could go on and on. It's just I just want to give a quick review about it. I really enjoyed this movie. Please check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Let me know in the comments what you think of Sinners and what's her name? The white girl or the passing girl who says I'm 1/8 black. She actually is 1/8 black in real life. She revealed this in an interview that I saw of her with a few of her other cast members, and she said her grandfather is half black. So I feel like she really dived into this role genuinely, and it was just so well done. So well done. Shout out to everyone in this film. Y'all did an amazing job. Briefly, I want to bring up one of the review videos, but one in particular that gave a very, not negative, but he has a way of reviewing things that are critically acclaimed or trends that he's noticing in our economics, in our popular culture. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's a YouTuber. He just speaks on different topics. Okay, so he decided to, and he's always like negative minded. Like anyway, I don't want to say his name, but he gave a review of this movie, and he was just saying how he's very much FBA, right? Foundational Black Americans, ADOS, whichever one. But nonetheless, he is American born Black man, which is great. Totally great. He doesn't like how this movie, it gives this Black story ultimately. Yes, there are different cultures represented in this movie, but the main story, you would say it is a Black story or represented in Black storytelling. We see how the what's her name, Mosaka, Wumi Mosaka, who is, if I'm saying her name wrong, please forgive me, but she's an amazing actress, amazing actress. She's actually from, or her parents, I don't know if she is necessarily, but her parents is from, I don't know, I think Nigeria or Ghana, one of them, some African country. She's an amazing actress, but she's not from Nigeria or another African country. She's actually from the UK, but her parents are directly from either Nigeria or one of those African countries. And with a lot of these actors who are from other areas, whether it's the UK or an African country, they naturally have an accent. But when they're acting, when they're playing into a role, that accent is totally gone. Like, what? Like with Idris Elba, when he acts, you don't hear his British accent. But when he's not in character, that shit clocks back in. It's the weirdest thing. Craig David, can you feel me in? But when he's talking, you hear the accent. But when he's singing, can you feel me in? Hello? Are you from the UK or not? Anyway, Wumi Mosaka, she is beautiful. I love her hair because me and her, we have the same hair texture. So I love seeing representation of that. I've been loving seeing her of course, with her cast members on this media tour for this movie. But I loved her previous work. She was good. I forgot the house, something on Netflix that I saw of hers. She was the main character. It was kind of a supernatural film. It was very interesting. It was a good movie. And she did an amazing job in that. I loved her in Lovecraft Country. Oh my gosh. I think that was the first time I was introduced to her. So she's just been a hit. Every time I've seen her in movies, in shows, whatever it is, she's been a hit. So I was seized to be amazed seeing her in this movie. She of course was an amazing addition, amazing choice for the role that she played. But this YouTuber, as he was reviewing it, he was saying, we have this non-FBA, this basically, he didn't say tether. He's not disrespectful in that sense, like a Tariq Nasheed would be. But he was just calling that out to make the point that this is not a fully ADOS movie and they want us to be happy with this. Why would they hire this woman here who is not an FBA, who is not directly linked to foundational Black Americans? Can we just enjoy the movie? Can we look? I'm here for the okay. Don't just be happy with whatever they feed you. I get that, but I also feel like that is some of these YouTubers, him in particular, that is their tick. That's their niche. That's just their main theme in their videos. How can I still be mad at everything? How can I not give kudos to anything? How can I still be mad at the economy? How can I still point out how fucked we are? And it's just so, it's disencouraging. It makes you feel like, dang, what's the point? Like, nigga, what is the point of all of this if you only point out the negatives? He just has a tendency of doing that. And though he makes good points in his videos, he still, like, you have to watch, and he's not the only YouTuber whose videos are of that same negative hopelessness rhetoric. This is other YouTuber. She's a woman. I'm not gonna say her name either. I'm not trying to fight. I'm not trying to tussle, okay? But she's of that same tone, but her tone is even deeper. Her tone is this doomsday. Y'all better have your canned foods. You better have your weapons. You better have, like, you better be prepared for the Last of Us type of days, type of dystopia. Though I don't feel like that's far-fetched, right? Like, I can't accept that, hey, anything is possible. I'm not in this la-la land. But when you get sucked into that obsessive thought of things always falling down, breaking down, don't trust anybody, the government ain't shit, and though there is some truths in a little bit of this, a little bit of that, it becomes very toxic. And it messes up with your spirit, your soul, because it's like, dang, what's the fucking point? I might as well stay paranoid. And that's not healthy. That's not healthy for someone like me, especially who has to be very cautious of my mental health. I'm very locked into, okay, this energy is draining me. This is not. So I gotta take different content in doses, because if you get so sucked into that type of rhetoric, it's very hopeless. So anyway, I say all that to say, go check out Sinners. This movie is amazing. Amazing. And come back in the comments and let me know how you feel about it. This movie, this probably is the worst movie of all time. And I'm talking about Simply Another, what's it called? Simply Another Favor? Another Simple Favor? Is that the actual title? Child, it should have said Simply Done. Simply dumb, done, stupid, and done. Blake Lively. They say Blake Lively is playing herself in every role that she plays. Now, I don't know her personally. I don't know if that's the truth or not, but people say that is who she is in real life. Like, she could be very vindictive. She could be very just kind of scary and manipulative in her ways. I don't know that to be true. I'm just sharing. But this video right here captures the ridiculousness of this entire film. This picture right here is enough for me to tell you, don't watch. If you don't want to do anything else, don't do this. I don't care. Or maybe you should just watch it. Like, I don't encourage drug use or anything, but maybe you should get a little high. Maybe you should get a little high watching Another Simple Favor, because my God, the first one wasn't like this Oscar award winning film, but it was much better executed, a much better storyline. It was still kind of cheesy, because the first story, we learned that, it was really Blake Lively's character's twin, this hidden twin who died earlier on in her life. And I was like, oh, what a twist, what a plot twist. But then we get to the sequel, and not only is she a twin, but she's a triplet. And guess who's playing her triplet characters? Blake Lively. Again and again. And how do we differentiate? It's just like with when I feel like if I say it's just like Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, I will be insulting him. Because the way that they did it in Sinners is so much better. But you know, when you're playing not yourself, but when you're playing two different characters that are twins in a movie, you have to have different features added onto you to differentiate. Okay, this is the bad twin, this is the red pill twin, this is the blue pill twin. We saw that clearly with Sinners. We saw that in his acting, in his appearance. Of course, he has the same face. He's a twin, is himself. But it was just better done in Sinners. In Another Simple Favor, one character had poofy, crazy hair. Ooh, it was frizzy. What a crazy character. Like, girl, what? I guess I'm crazy every day if we going by that standards. But yeah, the other two characters, just different lipstick. The other one's wearing fingerless gloves. It's just so dumb. It was so dumb, a waste of money. But I guess they got paid and it was something. But I don't want to comment physically. I don't want to comment on someone's physical appearance necessarily. But there was one character, I don't want to say who. Y'all know who I'm talking about if you've seen this movie. There was one character I was trying to figure out, why is she in this movie and why does she have a lot of screen time? Because every time she came on and she had a particular finger, I'm literally saying what I'm saying. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say her name. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to give too much description. But I was so taken aback with this one character. This one actress is actually her who looks this particular way. I felt like she was being set up. Because you can't tell me an actual stylist thought it was okay for her to come on screen looking the way she was looking. It's one thing to be heavier set, right? There's heavy set people all the time. But it's the way you carry yourself that matters. Her wig, I want some black people, black women to stop wearing wigs. How about that? Oh, I'm shaking the table. Hello? I want some black women to just stop it. Stop, put it down. Just let your real hair show, shine, wash it, condition it. Ever since I've been washing my hair every day or every other day and really taking care of it, massaging my scalp, conditioning my scalp, moisturizing my hair, my scalp, everything, you really have a better outlook on how the society that we've been living in have made you believe that you shouldn't be happy with this, that you should hide this, that this isn't good enough. And we fall victim to this rhetoric of, well, I'm in corporate America, I can't wear my hair. Like, who said that? Who said that? These are like hidden or unspoken expectations that we feel it is necessary to live by, instead of owning and embracing how you were built, right? Built like this. And we don't know how to take care of ourselves. So because we fall into the whole, oh, well, it's so much work. Oh, I have 4C, I have coarse, I have kinky textured hair. It's so much work. I'm just going to put it away. I'm going to put on a wig. I'm going to hide more of who I am, how I was brought into this world, because it wasn't good enough. And I'm saying all that to say, this actress in the movie, Lord, it was so uncomfortable seeing her on my screen. From her finger, there was a particular finger that she has. And I thought I was seeing things. And I was looking at it, I'm like, what's this? To the way she was carried throughout the movie, the way she carried herself throughout the movie, to the wig that she had on. Like, we and black women, we have to I'm saying we, like I wear it. No, but I'm just trying to be inclusive. Um the blonde wigs, the blonde wigs. Okay. Please, like, it's, I think eventually, you know how with trends, they sky high one period, and then suddenly you're out of it, and it's like you look back and you're like, dang, I really did that. How, with bell bottoms, they were a thing that they came back into style after being in style in the 70s. I remember being in my childhood, my early adolescent years, I was wearing bell bottoms. That was a style. Thinking about that now, I'm like, I wouldn't wear bell bottoms today. But that was a thing back then. Right? And so we see things come and go. I can't wait till blonde wigs on black women go. I can't wait for it to go. And I hope it never comes back. But with history, it always finds its way back. That's what I've noticed. But I just can't wait for it to go. Black women, we have to stop. Y'all, because it's not me. Y'all have to stop wearing blonde wigs. Enough. Anyway, this movie, please don't go watch it, or watch it to your own discretion. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't warn you. If you do watch, another simple favor, let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. If you've already watched it, let me know again what the hell you thought about it, because my God, today, I don't know what they were thinking. And then there was a part in the story. So again, she's now a triplet. She's part of a triplet, not a twin. We learned that one of the surviving triplet, because from the first movie, when we only knew her to be a part of a twin set, the twin died. So in this movie, we learned, oh no, she wasn't just a twin. She's a part of a triplet set. And this triplet, of course, played by Blake Lively still, has been obsessed and romantically in love with her sister. So we see in this scene, I don't know how well, like the way that CGI does it, it's pretty amazing how technology has advanced over the years. But we see a scene of Blake Lively on the bed, and we see her, we see the other her molesting her. I mean, they're grown, they're adults, but we see her attempt, not even just attempting, but getting away with seducing and being intimate, if you know what I mean, girl on girl action with her sister. And obviously this is a movie. This is done by one person. CGI just made them double in one scene. But nonetheless, as we've seen in The White Lotus, this latest season, we are seeing more of this type of storyline. And I just want us to understand what this society, what the media wants us to accept and condition our brain into thinking this is normal. I was just talking to Freckles Bay the other day, and he was telling me how he was listening to this podcast as he was working, and it was this 4 or 5 hour long conversation. And he was saying how the guy in the video, he was saying how we have to be mindful of what we watch, and watching screens all day influence our brain chemistry. So much so that the MK Ultra is in these screens and it is affecting the way that we think, the way that we operate, the way that we rationalize things. And it made me think about this movie. And it made me think about other things that we have seen in recent movies and recent shows, recent seasons. And this trend of seeing incestuous relationships, that is an intentional act that these movies, that these shows, they want us to leave an impression in our brains. And I know some people are just quick to dismiss it. Oh, you're talking crazy talk, yada yada yada. But we have to be mindful of what we let in. And we have to question it, right? We have to question ourselves and not allow this to be a part of our own makeup, or find some area to rationalize it, because that's where it's getting. That, I promise you, that's where it's getting. So yes, we can watch these things and we see these scenes, but then we see them frequently. And when you see things more and more, we start to find reason in it, right? We start to, just like with all these shows with the serial killer being the main character, we start to empathize with these serial killers. Like, okay, I can understand why Dahmer did that. I can understand why Joe Goldberg keeps killing everybody. He was just hurt. Like, no, that's not how you operate. That's not how you deal with stress, with conflict. You have to move on. That's not how you deal with rejection. You don't just kill people just because you got rejected. So anyway, I say all that to say, don't watch this movie, or watch this movie. Don't say I didn't tell you. But let's go ahead and get into...
Russ, did you guys lose this game or did the Jazz win this one?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Okay, so there's a few things here. Doechii. Doechii has been this talked about artist. I gotta put my fan on. I'm feeling hot. See me sweating. Oh, is my skin glowing? Shout out. Doechii has been this acclaimed artist, this popular artist, and she is talented. She's a force to be reckoned with. But I think sometimes her way of presenting herself, she kind of comes across like hot shit. And I want us to dissect this video. There's so many things I want to get into for this segment, so I'm going to move around. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen in a moment. And we're going to dissect this video of Doechii acting a damn fool during the Met Gala. And she's accused of mistreating her staff because she didn't want people to see her outfit. The theme this year was dandyism, was something that people just made up. I'm being so for real. People want to just rewrite history. This was never a thing. What the fuck is dandyism? Oh, it's because Black people wasn't given access to fashion. So once they got access to fashion, now they're wearing stripes and suits. And dandyism was never a term introduced to me when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, when I was an adult. Y'all just be making shit up and then acting like, oh, it was always here. Okay. It just feels like a Mandela effect, low key. But let's go ahead and watch this brief clip of her acting a damn fool. And I feel like she thinks, oh, I'm this hot shit. Like, of course I can. Of course.
Give me another boat. Stop. Give me another umbrella now. Another one right there. And another boat.
So that's what we're hearing. If y'all not hearing it, Doechii is screaming at her team. I don't know who she's talking. First of all, who you talking to? Bitch, who you talking to? But she's shouting at them, talking about, oh, give me another umbrella. Give me another umbrella. I don't want anyone to see me. She's walking in with this makeshift wardrobe, portable wardrobe thing. And mind you, it's this see-through, this white color wardrobe. Was this the plan? Did they plan this? Like, oh, let's walk in, cause this ruckus. This will gain more attention. That's the impression I'm getting.
I need another one.
Another umbrella.
I need more fucking umbrellas.
Two more umbrellas.
And who you talking to? Why are you swearing at me? I just couldn't do it. I don't know how these people cater and kiss the ass of these celebrities. They're really seen as gods to them. And I'm sure they're paid pennies. It's just it's the weirdest thing. I could never do a job like this. But anyway, with Doechii, I think there is this inflated ego. But I don't think she has. Yes, she has talent and she commands a stage. That's cool and all. But would I go to her concert? Like, is she someone who I feel like people will actually pay a ticket and go see? Like, exclusively, oh, I'm here for Doechii? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I don't think it's true. I know I wouldn't. Now, if she was among a list of artists who I'm interested in seeing, like Summer Walker, right? Maybe she was a part of a festival cast of artists, and there's a majority of them I want to see, and Doechii was also a part of that mix. Sure, I'll get the ticket, but the ticket isn't exclusively I'm here to go see Doechii. There's rumors that she is actually a plant and it's a scheme that Todd set up. But nonetheless, I just wanted to touch on that. Let's get into our next now what the hell moment, because I think the rest of this episode is focused on internet shenanigans. Okay? The rest of this episode is focused on internet shenanigans. And let's go ahead and get into Mr. Mr. Dark Lamont Hill. Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to excuse that. That is a great accomplishment. So absolutely. Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, aka Dr. Dark Lamont Hill, on the Joe Budden podcast. And Ish. This nigga Ish. Now, I think a lot of times we as viewers, because I'm a Joe Avenger, I love this podcast down. So though they have their moments, I am committed to them. Like, they're branded on me at this point. We have this recency bias, right? Like, whenever a new co-host comes on the show, or even a new consistent guest comes on, we get attached to them. We think they're the best thing since sliced bread. And that has happened with everyone on the show. That's happened when Ish and Ice came on right after Rory and Mal left or got fired. And we love the refreshing takes that Ice and Ish gave. We love the close and historic relationship that they've had with Joe. And it was just it felt genuine. It felt natural. It didn't feel in this industry type of relationship. And I also appreciated how Ish was in the beginning and is now, but in the beginning, when Ish came on the show, that was the early stages of me and Freckles Bay dating. So it's just, I see so many correlations in their personality and the way that they carry themselves. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Bay right there. Like, it's just very cute to see. After a while, you get used to people, right? You get used to people, and then you start seeing some things that's like ick, right? And ick. After a while, I've noticed some icks about Ish. And I'm sure they were there all along in the beginning, but we get so caught up in the gloss of it. Like, oh, this new shiny toy. It's like a dog with a toy. Whenever I get my dog a new toy, he's obsessed with that toy. That's all the toy that he needs. And then eventually he gets over it. And it becomes this throwaway thing. And it happens again and again whenever you add something new into the mix. So Dark Lamont Hill, and I'm saying that affectionately because that is what he is referred to on the pod. This was coined by Joe himself. Dark Lamont Hill has been added on to the Joe Budden podcast. It's been almost a year since he's been on the podcast full time, period. And he's been a great addition. He offers such intellect and he does it effortlessly. He moves the conversation in a way that holds people accountable. He could blend in with any conversation. Like, he's not just like, oh, I'm just going to be a political commentator. No, he could talk rap. He could talk politics. He could talk shows. He could talk dating. He could talk a cult that he was a part of that I just learned in the last couple of episodes of this podcast. He's very complex and it's fascinating. It's very fascinating. So I think he's been a great addition to the show. But we've noticed some tension between him and Ish. We've noticed some tension between him and Ish. And I want to point out a particular moment that took place in a recent episode. This one focused on the behind the scenes. And there was an ongoing conversation that happened on and off camera about whether the world or the earth is flat or not. And y'all know how I feel about this whole conversation, because I feel like those who are considered flat earthers, they're just so immediately dismissed. And I don't want to say I'm a flat earther or anything. I just feel like I understand the perspective of someone who's a committed flat earther or someone who isn't quick to say, no, the earth is round. I understand the POV of that person. And that, not to sound like Ish, but because Ish has been a laughing stock since this conversation. And the way that Dark Lamont Hill comes on, he kind of suns you in a way that's like an intellectual diss. It is actually quite insulting. But he does it in a way that's low key. You just got to catch it. Anyway, I feel like people just get so hard on flat earthers, and I don't understand why. I don't understand, like, why can't people just have their perspective and opinions? Why can't people just be like, look, some things I just don't buy from the media, right? You know, when we think about the walking on the moon, the landing on the moon, all of that, there were some discrepancies that could make someone question what is true, what is not. So that naturally could lead to people wondering if the earth is flat or round. So I feel like we're being intellectually dishonest when we're not even exploring how anything could be possible. Anything could be possible. Instead, people just be so dismissive. So, of course, Dark Lamont Hill is on the round earther side. And Ish, as well as Ice, they don't necessarily categorize themselves as flat earthers. They just say they don't they don't knock it off as a possibility. Like they're not committed to saying no, the earth is round. They welcome the possibility because the government has lied to us. They have been deceptive in some messaging towards us. We're boo boo the fool. So it is not far-fetched. But I'm gonna go ahead and play a clip. And I hope I don't get tagged. I hope I don't get tagged. But I mean, they share it themselves on their social media pages, so it should be fine. But nonetheless, I am a paid subscriber. I support this damn show. I could fucking play a clip. Shit. I could play a goddamn clip. Let's go ahead and play this from the beginning.
In the shirt?
What about it?
What's wrong with his shirt?
Yeah.
First, in the shirt?
What about it?
What's wrong with his shirt?
Yeah.
First the donuts. So he came in with rival donuts.
Rival, your own company.
You're bringing up the wrong parts. And now I had a round earther shirt on.
You did?
If you came to work, he hasn't been to work.
Yeah, he's been skipping out like crazy.
On purpose. So ever since we got since the report card?
You did the math.
Yep.
You've been running from it.
And the bonus. He owes me a bonus.
Oh.
For Potter of the month.
That'll happen sometime soon. Soon. I'll talk to accounting.
Well, I'm looking at the numbers right now. Looks like I may have a back-to-back. So you might just
Don't
double
count
it
your
up.
chickens before
Just
they
double it
hatch.
up. Don't have my what?
Don't count your chickens
You see chicken?
before they hatch. Don't count.
Can't do that.
Don't count.
What's next? Don't count your watermelon seeds.
Exactly.
I would never.
Don't drink your 40s before these. What?
Oh, drink your Kool-Aid.
Right.
Like
Don't
that's
start the
not,
Kool-Aid before it settles.
I
What?
know that's a common saying.
It's kind of racist setting. And you wear a clam hat.
Okay, a little background there.
Yes.
Ian here, he's wearing the tinfoil hat. He plays into the conversation that they have on camera, and he produces this storyline, this segment to play out in this behind the scenes footage of the pod. So that's what we're seeing in that. That's what we saw in the first clip, and that's what we're gonna see throughout the series of clips that I'm playing right now. So let's get into this next clip here.
Your question here. As you see the map of the globe, where do you see any curvature on this map? Not only does it lay flat on the table, but you could see the entire globe from left to right without any curvature or dimension whatsoever.
No spheres.
Where do you see a sphere even?
What's crazy is that's actually the best argument that they make. Is there a ball here? Do you have
Right here.
a circle? I didn't get to understand shape.
Spherical.
A spherical.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, actually, it's funny you asked for it. Okay.
Oh,
multiple
my fucking
spheres.
God.
Multiple spheres.
Okay, so this is for. I have to assume that Ian is trolling me right now.
No.
But for those of you who might actually wonder about this, when you all look at this map, flat earthers, it's a representation of this. It's a way of helping us understand this. So,
Or
Can that be a representation of this?
There you go.
because when I get to the end of the Chukchi Sea, right when I'm in the Bering Sea, I don't fall off the earth.
Have you been there?
And when I get, yes,
So you've been to the Chukchi Sea,
Yes.
and then what happened?
I got back home.
Because you turned around.
Okay, so some more context. Let's get into our next clip.
Scientific theories that have been proven wrong throughout history.
Right, that's not the definition of scientific theory.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm telling you that there have been a ton of scientific theories that have been.
All right, so Ish is now getting into the conversation now that he's arrived in this clip here. He's pointing out that there has been many scientific theories. There have been many scientific theories that have been disproven over time. And he's saying that to say there is like the media or the government don't get it right all the time. So it's not far-fetched to think or to question whether everything that has been told to us, things that were once considered facts, it's not weird or far-fetched to think otherwise. And I understand that. I think it's fine to what I don't like is how dismissive we have become as a society. And when someone, it's like now, or not now, but necessarily like during the time when COVID was rampant and it was this pandemic, as soon as you had a question about the vaccine and some wonderings about it, you were, are you an anti-vaxxer? are you an anti-vaxxer? And it's like, no, bitch. I just have some questions about a vaccine that was introduced yesterday. Yeah. What? Like, it's dismissive. When people are dismissive, I don't like that. But let's go ahead and continue.
A theory is not a fact. Scientific evidence is a fact.
Don't take it from me.
Theory is an opinion.
There's a list of
If you just do a quick AI search and don't actually know what those things are, then it's hard to have a conversation.
No, it's not.
Okay, so explain
It's based on
What's their name on?
I don't have to. What I'm telling you is, what I'm telling you is, you're saying something is scientific theory. As such, it should not be able to be disproven.
That's not an argument. That's not my argument. No, don't do that. No. You can't make an
So that's what Ish does a lot. And that's what gives me the ick about him. He does this thing where when you have a better point than him, when you are clearly winning the argument, when you look at Mark, right? That's what he does often. I've noticed this about him. I noticed about Mark before because I've been familiar with him before the JBP. So no, Joe, you did not introduce me to Mark. But with Mark, he got so verklempt. Like he gets so like nigga, relax. Relax a little bit. And he naturally stutters. I don't want to be discriminatory because I stutter too. So I'm not trying to get on him for that. But he naturally stutters. And when you get verklempt and you're already a stutterer, you're gonna stutter 10 times more. So we see Mark just I'm agreeing with you. Are you okay? Like, can you take a breath? That's Mark. But okay, back to Ish though, and the ick that I've been noticing about him lately is he doesn't know when to say, okay, I stand corrected. Right? He doesn't know when to say, you introduced me to something I didn't know. You're making me bend my argument. You're making me lean into what you're saying more, and you've convinced me, right? You've taught me something new. Ish is very arrogant, and I'm saying this lovingly. I've been a great supporter of his since the beginning, but I have to call a spade a spade. Ish is very arrogant. And what I would like to see more from him is this. I would like to see some humility. I would like for him to not back down, because I feel like that's such a punk thing to say to a man, a grown-ass man. But I just want him to be humble enough to say, all right, you know what? That's a good point. I didn't think about it that way. I'll look into it further, but you're making me wonder more, and I'm open to being wrong. And sometimes he'll say that line, like, I'm open to being wrong. No, I'm open to being wrong. But I feel like he'll say that to appear that he's open, but he's not. He's closed as fuck. It's just closed as fuck to being wrong. He can't be wrong. And then what he does, like we saw in this clip, let me run it back real quick. What he does is he'll say, you got it. All right, man, you got it. He'll shut down. Ish is quick to shut down. And it's like, that's insufferable. I can't imagine being with him. Like, being in a relationship with a guy like that, because I feel like, dang, at what point can you concede? And not on some happy wife, happy life bullshit. I don't agree with that. But what I do agree with is conceding. I do agree with just not always needing to be right. It's not about being right. It's about listening to both sides and being open to being wrong, genuinely. But let's run it back.
Scientific theory. As such, it should not be able to be disproven.
That's not an argument. That's not my argument. No, don't do that. No. You can't make an argument when I respond and say you got it.
Yes, I can.
Then that's not a conversation. So you can tell me I'm wrong, I can't respond.
I didn't say you're wrong.
Then what you got to me?
You got it. I don't feel like arguing.
Okay, that's off to the camera. What I didn't say that a scientific theory can't be disproven. What I said is a scientific theory isn't just like any other theory.
See how I have this on a 1.25 playback speed? This is really how Mark Lamont Hale talks. He talks really fast. And you would think for someone who stutters, I don't know, does he recognize he stutters? You would think for someone who stutters, you've learned to slow your speech. And you don't have to slow it in a way where you're talking like a damn sloth, but just bring it down. Right? Just bring it down for me.
Scientific theory isn't just me having an opinion. Scientific theory isn't just me saying something. Scientific theory has to go through multiple tests.
True. That's true.
That's what I said. Oh, you back into it? Oh, you got it now?
No, I'm telling you, that's true.
Okay.
Okay, and this final question.
Every major member of the scientific community, every law of physics,
And every major person in the health community told us that COVID-19 was legit, and all of the facts that we heard about COVID-19 were accurate. And people,
Ooh, we don't want to talk about COVID. And this was what I brought up earlier. People are quick to dismiss that they got it wrong. The information that we were forced to believe and just roll with when it came to COVID and handling the pandemic, it wasn't the best way to do so. It wasn't. So bringing that up 5 years later, people are just now realizing, oh yeah, I mean, the government didn't handle it as best as they could have, or they weren't really great about this or that. So Ish making this point, valid point, but what happens now? It's kind of dismissed. So let's get into that.
stop.
I go though. Whispering to you.
So you're not whispering. Yo, so listen.
Look at Mark being condescending as But the funny thing is, look at this scene. This whole scene is hilarious. Look at the backgrounds blurred out. It's hilarious. Dark Lamar Hill has a way of being condescending, and then he'll act like, no, I'm genuinely asking a question. I'm genuinely asking a question. Like, first of all, nigga, who the fuck you talking to? How about that? You and your doctor could go in the back room. We could fight it out. Go ahead and like this video, y'all. If you are enjoying this episode here of my podcast, like this video. Make sure you are subscribed. Oh, and just a real quick ad. All right, and we're back. But yes, Dark Lamar Hill has a way of being condescending as fuck. Am I speaking low enough for you? Look, he's a great addition to the show, but again, I don't know him personally, but I've met him in the media previous to JBP. So I've been familiar of some of his icks. I've been familiar of how he gets so verklempt and he'll talk a bit too fast. And for someone who already stutters, it increases his stuttering. So there are some times when I'm just like, nigga, calm down. As for when I met Ish through JBP, that was my first time meeting him. I've never seen him prior to. He's not in the media. He's not a commentator, prior to the JBP. So I've learned about his icks along the way. And everyone's allowed to have icks. I don't think Ish is a bad person. I think I like the way he thinks. But yeah, there are some areas where I feel like I wish he would just relax a little bit.
Listen to this. And the doctors that came out against COVID-19, they demonized them and kicked their ass and made up all of this shit that discredited them. So the same thing that you're saying about, it's an easy thing, bro. You could jump on YouTube, you could do some scientific study yourself and find a whole bunch of academics that say that the world is flat.
Name one.
I don't.
Show me one. Let me ask you a question.
Name one. Look at this. I always pause at the wrong times. What's going in your mouth? I like Ish's argument though, right? But what I don't like is how people respond to that. When people say things like, oh, well, you could go on YouTube and find information that contradicts what we've been forced to believe over the years. people are quick to dismiss that and say, YouTube, you're gonna try to dispute scientific research on YouTube. Yeah. Don't we know that there are so many ways to disseminate information? Information is not only found in books. And just as propaganda is delivered in the media, it is the same in books. So I say all that to say there isn't one format of receiving information that's credible. We could be deceived in either way. And just as we could receive credible information from some books, we could receive that same information in other outlets, such as YouTube, such as Instagram. Like, people could still reference said information from the credible sources, from the books, from the peer-reviewed articles and journals. They could disseminate it in a video format, publish it on YouTube, and guess what? It gets more eyes, it gets more attention, it gets more interest, it gets more engagement. So I say all that to say, I think people get so quick to dismiss, again, this whole dismissiveness. Oh, you're a flat earther. Oh, you're an anti-vaxxer. Or you're this, you're that. It's like, can you just listen to what I'm saying? What I'm saying is just as credible because I'm getting that information from credible sources. People want to only say books are credible sources, but the videos that we could watch on YouTube could be sourced from those books. Hello? Is that far-fetched?
Can you come back to no? This is what he does. He makes an argument, and then when he's asked for proof,
I don't know them by name. I don't disprove what.
Can you come back and teach one? Can you come back? Yeah. Okay, thank you. But you can't keep doing this. When you say every time I ask you for an answer, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying I ask you, I keep calling your bluff, and then when I say, "Why you go? You got it. You got it. You got it." And then when I go back to respond, you come back, you got it.
And what I don't like about that is I don't remember things off the top of my head. I'm sorry, Dr. Mark Lamont Hill. I'm sorry. I don't just remember the names of researchers off the top of my head. No, I could describe their research. Maybe I'll remember a name of theirs, right? Maybe I'll remember the title of their book, but that's not just sitting at the top of my head. Like, what? Some people don't have that working memory in that way. So just because Ish is not able to, off the top, name the researcher, these credible sources that he's saying is credible, I'm not discounting it. I don't think we should, again, dismiss him. I wasn't trying to come on here to dismiss. I wasn't trying to come on here to kind of take up for Ish necessarily. I wanted to point out his icks. But I had to call a spade a spade. I think oftentimes we just get so quick to dismiss. This is the key word this episode. But we get so quick to dismiss other people because they're not quick to just name the researchers and scientists. Like, nigga, I'm not thinking about them all day. What? I could take notes and write them down and then bring them for you next time, and we'll have a more prepared conversation. But we're having a casual debate. I'm not prepared to tell you the names of these researchers.
That's not what's happening. You're saying name one. I don't know them. So because I don't know them, that don't discredit what I'm saying. You keep saying name them. It's like Dr. Umar saying cite your source. Yes. Right? Nigga, we having a conversation out here saying, yo, page 18 of this.
And I agree with him. Cite your source. Like, oh, go ahead and cite your source in this APA format. I'm not writing a fucking research paper right now, dog. I'm not writing a dissertation to you right now. We're having a casual conversation. So I totally agree with Ish. There's been so many parody videos produced online mimicking this moment here, making fun of Ish, because he's a quick scapegoat to make fun of. When he gets mad, he shuts down. You see it in his face. You see it in his mannerisms. You see it in his body language. It's apparent. So he's quick to make, like, people are quick to make these videos and make fun of him. These videos have been funny as hell. But I really came on here to really point out some icks, but I'm finding myself defending Ish more than I thought I would have in this segment here. But that's really what I want to get into. This last part here, let's get into these last few seconds.
Particular book, they still don't discredit what I'm saying. I'm telling you
That's not what I'm saying. I wasn't asking. Ish, I'm saying come back tomorrow with one.
Okay, and there we have it. Come back tomorrow with one. This is also, I guess it's not in this series, but nonetheless, in this same episode, we see Dr. Mott we see him talking about, he says the word, shit, I can't remember. See, it's my working memory. I remembered it a few days ago when this was fresh in my mind, but I don't remember right now. But he uses the word to point out that there was, it starts with a D, but basically how there's information that prove that it's like this type of pseudoscience. That's what it means. But I can't remember the actual, something with a D. Nonetheless, as soon as he said that word, it was like, you. And then Marcus like, what? Did I say something wrong? Did I say something wrong? You know how he talks. And then he's just saying, and so Ish responds, so now you want to use these big ass words. Now you want to use this. That shit was too funny. And I had to look up the word. I'm like, this is a big ass word. But it just means pseudoscience. It just means pseudoscience. Because Ish brought up the point that at one point, science said Black people have smaller brains than white people, and that explains our behavior, and that explains our lack of intelligence, or what they thought was lack of intelligence. We don't have lack of intelligence, but this was at some point, this was considered to be scientific evidence. And then after a while, it was proven to be untrue, and it's considered as pseudoscience. So Mark Lamont Hill, he used a word, I can't remember the name. It starts with the D, but if you've seen this episode, you know what I'm talking about. He uses the word to describe what Ish is talking about. And as soon as he said it, Ish is like, all right, okay, you got it. It's the funniest thing, y'all. But anyway, this is a great cast. I think it's been entertaining. I hope it doesn't burn them out. I hope they don't take this and it really affects their relationships with each other. It's been great. I've been loving Mark as the latest addition to the show. I hope Joe stops there, because there are so many mics. And when you have Flip already loud, you have Ice when he wants to get loud, only because when people are cracking on him, he wants to get all sensitive and appear unbothered, but he can't let them crack on him. He has to say, I'm good. Oh! Then shut up. Ice is another one, but that's a whole different, we could talk about that another day. But anyway, we'll go ahead and end it here, y'all. I am so happy you tuned in. Make sure you liked the video. You are subscribed. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.